Sound. No sound.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Right on. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome on into the Mental Health Hour, episode 28. This one is a viewer request, Imposter Syndrome. I've actually been looking forward to this one, and I've actually really been looking forward to getting back to this stream. I didn't know how much I missed it, uh, not doing it last week. It was just crazy. I wound up streaming uh, hours on end of WWE footage, just my top 5 favorite matches because I was bored. How was Lapland?
Oh,
Lapland,
amazing.
Finland.
Amazing. Like, lots and lots of snow. Does not go well with crutches because I use a crutch to walk with. Um, and I
Yes.
ended up face planting the snow twice. Completely disappeared in the snow. It was that deep. But the inner child loved it. To be fair,
Yeah.
like being able to dive straight in the snow, even if I didn't. But
Yeah.
yeah. But now I'm
Well,
having to
hello
fight.
everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome on in. Thank you, Ella, for the awards. We've got the unicorn making a rare appearance tonight. I got this. My stepdaughter is not home. I don't even know. It's probably not charged, but a rare appearance from the unicorn. Um, Anywho, uh, and thank you, Mum and Hattie and Shirley and Sadie. Hello, Molly. It's good to see everybody,
Hey,
and it's good to be back. Um, how's
yeah.
everybody doing tonight? We are going to be talking about imposter syndrome tonight. Uh, This is, like I said, a viewer requested by one
Mhm.
Lindsay Badger. I hope you don't mind. I love the fact that the viewers, are feel comfortable enough to throw suggestions like that out there. I love it. So um, I think we should start this show the way we start every show. Gemma, what can
Yeah,
you
I
tell
just
us?
want to say thank you on your behalf to Michael. He's just subscribed on your Twitch, like the paid thing. So I just thought I'd let
Who?
you know. Michael Joseph Murray, he's just subscribed.
Oh,
It's
thank you,
so
Michael.
there you go.
You know, here
Your
we
new
go.
affiliate as well. I haven't got that far.
Here we go already. And I'm already kind of breaking the rules. I just made affiliate today, but I don't think I'm supposed to be streaming. Anyway, um, as soon as we get settled in here, I'll get the Twitch chat open. Actually, I can get that going right now. Gemma, tell us,
Yeah.
what do you know about imposter syndrome?
Um, I, I knew a little bit about it. I have to admit, I had to brush up a little bit on it. I knew a little bit about it. I didn't know it by its name so much as more of what it is. So when you said the name, I looked it up and I thought, oh, yeah, okay. But I think a lot of people are guilty of this, not believing they're worthy of something, not believing they're capable of something, and that if you have achieved something and you have done something good, that, oh, it was a fluke, or, anybody could have done that, anybody could have done that better. And, I think there's a lot of people out there that when you really look at it, they would they have traits of this.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Um, so when I was looking it up, I did a little brush up myself. It's not something that we covered much where I went to my inpatient stay. Um, I started at the basic. What is it defined as? And it's basically a collection of thoughts and ideals that you don't belong in in this successful environment. If you do anything that, if you make any achievement, if you do something right, you have a problem with really grasping that and accepting that and why why me. So
Mhm.
two of the things that I wrote down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that. We'll get into it a little later because one of them kind of goes into treatment. But one thing I found interesting in my reading, Sadie, hi, how are you? Lenny, hello, hello, hello. In my reading, one thing I found that was kind of interesting is that it's not imposter syndrome is not in the diagnosable, or it's not a diagnosable condition. It's not in
Mhm.
the, I forget the name of the book. They call it the DIS. Somebody in the chat's got to know it. But it's not a recognized um, disease or diagnosable thing. It's a
Mhm.
phenomenon. Hi, Jeeves. How are you? It's a phenomenon that sets in uh, as a mindset, as a way of thinking, and when you get into that these mindsets and stuff, you get into those intrusive thoughts, like we've talked about here recently. So the first thing we'll start with, and then we're gonna try and do some slides. And guys, in the comments, please let us know. This will be the first night since the HAPS changeover that we're going to try and do slides on the show. So if you can give us some feedback and let us know if you can read them, or if there's something we could do better. Basically, what is going to happen is I'm going to put the slide up. Gemma's going to do her part and explain the slides, but I'll be off camera. The slide will be here, and Gemma will be going over the information. Just let us know how it looks. Also, if there's any fuzziness or you don't hear sound, please let us know, as you guys always do. We
Mhm.
appreciate that. And thanks again for all the awards so far. It's so great to be back. I
You
love
have a
it.
second sub as well, Ella.
Ella, Ella Sub. Uh, actually, Ella, I want to talk to you about that. We'll talk later. Um, but remind me, please. Thank you for keeping an eye on the Twitch chat because I am over on Haps and
I've got a moment, don't worry.
I'm running the OBS, so I've got like 1,000 things going on. This
You
this
do
has
that. I'm
become
not pressing no buttons because I'm not going to be held responsible for those
this
anymore.
has become quite the challenging stream. But let's get into some meat because that's what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss the mental health, and I want to just go over this quote that I read that I wrote down. I like this a lot, and it's very simple. The question isn't why do I deserve this? It's why don't I deserve this? And that's pretty powerful to think about. Um, the question isn't why do I deserve this? It's why don't I deserve this? And
Mhm.
that's what imposter syndrome seems to sum up to.
Mhm.
Not not really feeling like you have any right to happiness, success, uh, feeling good about yourself.
Mhm.
Uh, am I, am I hitting on anything for you, Gemma?
Kind of like a checklist for me, to be honest. Like, it wasn't until I really started looking into it I thought, oh my God, I am guilty of so much of this. But yeah, um, I didn't know it by its name per se, but I did know of it. Um, there's two or three different names it goes by, but I do think that there's a lot of people out there, if they really looked into it, they could relate to this. Even with just like a flyby comment that people make, that I've heard people make, and you know, just just we're our own worst critics and our own worst enemies when it comes to putting ourselves down and believing that you're not worthy of something.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many people do it.
Yeah. I agree. It's it's one of those things that I feel like we can all connect with in some
Mm.
way, shape, or form. Um, I'll be honest. When Lindsay asked if we could do an episode on I can't even say it, imposter syndrome. Um, I was thinking something completely different because I feel like we did touch on it um, while I
Mm-hmm.
was at rehab, but it was very brief, and I guess I didn't absorb everything about it. Um,
I think the name makes you think it's something else.
yeah, it does. It really does. Um, imposter means fraud, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but getting down to the meat and potatoes of the syndrome, uh, essentially that's what all the readings I was reading was touching on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the fear of being found out as a fraud,
Mm-hmm.
or even though there's no basis behind that, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
not this. You're not doing anything. You're on the right path. You are
Mm-hmm.
successful, but yet your brain doesn't let you accept that. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's get into these slides. We'll go over some context, and then we'll have a little bit more to chat about. Um, so I'll go ahead and throw the slides up, and Gemma, if you want to go ahead and read
Yeah, let me
and,
just grab my
and
phone
go
a
over
second.
them.
I
Um,
don't want to be getting too close to the screen if I'm on camera to try and read it. You don't need that. All right, okay. So this one first. So it's to how to address and minimize the impact of imposter syndrome. So there is on the left 5 key points and then on the right 5 steps in which to take. So, number one, many people from unrepresented groups feel as though they ended up in esteemed roles and positions not because of their competence, but because of some oversight or stroke of luck. They feel like they're frauds and that they will be exposed. So, the steps to take: acknowledge the imposter syndrome is real and the effects it and it affects different people in different ways. Just because you never experience it doesn't mean that also other people don't as well. Then there is suggestive evidence that certain personality traits, for example, like perfectionism, are related to feeling like imposter syndrome. Most strategies to address this focusing on fixing the problem. So of a yearly make it part of yearly and talent performance reviews. People suffering from imposter syndrome are not less capable. However, they may need additional support until the culture is more inclusive. We know the working cultural environment strongly contributes to the feeling like an imposter. Systematically announced when people from unrepresented groups were selected for their role, focusing on their value add, competencies, and overall contribution to the team and organisation rather than just their group or identity. And so the key is to consider the quality of the treatment these people receive from their co-workers, supervisors, revisit the inclusionary and exclusionary factors, such as the treatment that communities a sense of value, worth, and fit. Create an inclusive working environment where in I can't say this word. Sorry. Uh, no, I'm not going to say it. I can't say that word. Proactively addressed, and where belonging, fairness, and equity are successfully managed and acted upon. I need to put my teeth back in. Sorry. Right, managers can proactively help eliminate the imposter syndrome by taking these 5 steps listed opposite. And I've been reading them alongside. So, verbally visit, lead an example, and hold yourself and your team accountable to lead inclusively by openly sharing your own feelings of vulnerability and demonstrating value for each unique member of the team. All right, can you bring the next one up for us? Thank you. All right, we've got this one. So, 9 ways in which to cope with imposter syndrome. So, you need to first start, know the signs, know that you're not alone, distinguish humility and fear, let go of perfectionism, which is really hard to do, and be kind to yourself. That is something that I think everybody struggles with. Track your own success. So that can be like journalism. Again, like making a journal, keeping a journal of everything that we've mentioned so many times. Talk with your mentor and a manager. Say yes to opportunities. So allow yourself to have opportunities. Like part of this is to feel like you don't deserve them. But as Tim says, why wouldn't you deserve them? Why not? So allow yourself to have these opportunities, say yes to them, give yourself chance, and then embrace the feelings. Right, the next one, please. Cut. And that one is that one. Right, so these are the signs of imposter syndrome. So, afraid of being outed as a fraud, feeling unworthy of success, dismissing positive feedback, distrusting of others, blaming accomplishments on luck, and over preparing. A lot of those are very, very common in a lot of people. And to be able to recognize those signs, to be able to go on and help to deal with this is the key for this one. The
Right.
next.
I want to come back to this one when you finish up and go over some of
Okay.
these again.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you want to bring the next one up then? All right. So, imposter syndrome. What is your imposter type? So, 5 types in this one. So, there's the perfectionist. I should deliver a perfect performance 100% of the time. My work must always be an A plus. Type 2, the expert. If I were really smart, I would already know everything I need to know to do this. So, like, I guess that would be just thinking that you don't know enough and constantly, I guess, doubting that you are good enough, knowing, feeling like you don't know everything, needing to know more, constantly having to try and better yourself, but then never feeling like you're good enough. Type 3, the soloist. I believe that true competence is equal to my own unassisted achievements. I must do everything by myself. Then type 4, the superwoman or superman. If I were really competent, I would be able to do it all and do it easily and well. So again, that would be like feeling like no matter what it is you've done, it's never good enough.
Right.
Um, and then the great mind, the last one, type 5. I judge myself on ease and speed. If I were really competent, I would come quickly and easily. I guess with this, it's not saying that you have to just be one type because I recognize a few of those in my own self.
Yeah.
And just because you have some of these doesn't mean you have imposter syndrome. There is actually a thing at the bottom of this slide that says you can go to find your type. We will put all this in the Discord so you can
Yes.
go and have a look at that as well.
And that is exactly what I wanted to touch on real quick. Especially the last two slides. I want to put both of those in the Discord. And Gemma, if you wouldn't mind throwing the Discord link in the chat, or just the bio
I'll
link
find
is
those.
fine
Yeah,
as well. Um,
yeah, you'd
in
have to
in
go to the
both
bio
chats.
link.
Um, I want everybody to that is on the Discord, and everybody is invited to the Discord. So please come on over and join us. Um, Take a look at those last two slides, and kind of key in on if you can gravitate towards one more than the other. I feel like I said earlier, this is imposter syndrome is something that we can all very well say. I've felt a little bit of that once or
Mm,
twice. Um, I feel there's several different parts of the mental health realm world that everybody kind of. I think everybody feels depression. You
mhm.
can't tell me that you never have been depressed. I don't know that I believe that. And I
Yeah.
think imposter syndrome is right up there with it. I think there's a level of modesty and humble ness in everybody that
Mhm,
sometimes we're gonna say, why did this happen to me? What all this good stuff is coming to me, and then there's all this terrible stuff happening across the world.
mhm.
But I think it does actually get a little broader than that with imposter syndrome. Like it's not just the martyr routine, if you will, but it's more of the constantly down on yourself, constantly. So let's go back to this slide real quick. Afraid of being outed as a fraud,
Mhm.
and feeling unworthy of success. This, by the way, is from verywellmind.com, one of my favorite sites for anything and everything mental health related. Uh, so feeling unworthy of success. That is the top tier here of what we're talking about tonight. You're just not worthy of it. But why? That's the question, yes? Right?
Mm,
And dismissing positive feedback, distrusting of others. These two items here are going to play into this, what I'm getting ready to talk about, some of the treatment or lack thereof. Um, and then you got the blaming accomplishments on luck and over preparing. I really liked this slide a lot. Um, it touches. It's simple. It's to the point. It touches on everything. Um, I'd love to hear from the community. We've got a great chat going. Uh, Throw out some times that you've felt an imposter syndrome sneak in on you, or maybe go over to the Discord and uh, talk to
mhm.
us there. Did you? Oh, by the way, did you get the Discord links in?
I put the bio links in. They're
Okay.
in there. There's a Discord link in the bio link that never expires,
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
and they're in both. So,
Awesome. Um, so treatment, since it's not a recognized diagnosable disorder,
mhm.
uh, there isn't really a treatment. Uh, as far as like medicated or
Yeah.
medicine assisted therapy um, and all that. What we're looking at more here for dealing with imposter syndrome or living with it, regulating it, we want to reframe, and this is a big part of what I have done with my trauma therapy. It
Mhm.
kind of lines up perfectly. Reframing thoughts and getting that support from family and friends. I know TJ, if TJ's still here on Twitch, or I am so sorry. My brain is frazzled and a mess. I've got I don't know what's going on in the Twitch chat. Like it's an ADHD nightmare.
Don't worry, I've got
and
it.
then and then I've got my Haps chat and OBS running. A lot going on. However, hey Danny Bruno. However, reframing thoughts. TJ would be a perfect person to talk to about this. Uh, Trauma therapy is essentially where you get that PTSD. You have experienced trauma, you have experienced some sort of mental mindfuck trauma, and your brain is unable to file that away, timestamp it, file it away, and move on basically. So it stays in the now. Oh, Mum's here. I'm sorry, Mum. I said a bad word. But if we learn to reframe our thoughts, we can not necessarily combat it, but turn it around. So basically, that first quote that I said, the question isn't why do I deserve this, it's why don't I deserve this. That's a reframing. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, so instead of, I don't think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna fail this exam.
Hmm.
Go in with the mindset saying, I may just pass this exam. You know, that whole reframing, restructuring your thought is so important in everyday life. You got to catch it. The intrusive thoughts, the thoughts that are coming in at a mile a minute, racing thoughts, intrusive thoughts, bad, bad, badgering. Sorry, Lindsay, badgering your brain, and
Hmm.
you catch that, restructure it, turn it around to something positive, and move forward in a way, in a different frame of mind. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Yeah. It's
So,
trying to do that, trying to reprogram your brain. That
yeah,
is the difficult part, but it can be so helpful if you're able to do that, though.
and what it all boils down to also is support from family and friends. You need the constant, not the adoration. Um, you
Hmm.
don't have to uh, go overboard with it or anything, but
Yeah.
people need a little support, a little positive energy.
Hmm.
You know, I myself, uh, I admit wholeheartedly, I screwed up in this past week. You know, I have been nothing but a negative energy field around the platform here. You know, I had to take that. I had to stop and think. Here's what's going on. You know, this is completely out of my control. I've been pissing and moaning about it for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and nothing's changing.
Hmm.
And it was really a good test, honestly. I know I'm getting a little off topic, but it's still kind of basically in the realm. Um, it's all about just that reframing your mindset. You have to take a minute. You have to stop. You have to say, "Hey, we're doing that stuff that got us in trouble. Recognize it, reframe it, restructure it, move forward, and try and get a more positive outcome." So, how do we apply that to imposter syndrome? Very simply, in the quote, the question isn't why do I deserve this? It's why don't I deserve this?
Hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, like you said, getting the encouragement. You have to learn to accept the positive things that people are saying, because I know more so back, like in the past and stuff, if people would say something positive to me, I'd be like, they're just lying. They're just saying that. And I would not accept anything that anybody was saying that was remotely positive. And it can be hard to accept that they are genuinely saying it because they genuinely do believe it. But to believe it and to accept it, that will start to help. I mean, I was just saying to Melanie in the chat, she was just talking in the chat about having the support from such as family and things, and not everybody has that. And if you're told something, particularly if it's negative, because we tend to believe negative stuff above positive more, or a lot of us do. And if you're told something that's negative, repeatedly, especially if it's from such as family, then you do start to believe it. And having that ability to change the mindset from then is hard. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yes. So, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome to the Mental Health Hour. I know we got some people coming in. We're going to do a quick little recap. Um,
Hmm.
Tonight we're talking about imposter syndrome. And also, thank you, by the way, for all the subs over on Twitch. And thank you for the awards on HAPS. This is mind boggling to try and keep up with. But I will I will go through after the show is over. It's frazzling me a little bit if you haven't noticed. But anywho, we're talking about imposter syndrome tonight, and Helen basically, and like Ella said here, it's like me thinking I should not play my ukulele because I'm not good enough, and only the pros should do it. It's exactly like that. Actually, I stream with Ella all the time, and she has said numerous times, like, I'm not playing when Chris Gales is here because I am not worthy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? Just play. But
Hmm.
I get it, like it's a intimidating thing. Um, th- there's
Yeah.
definitely there's definitely that fear. That is perfect. Fear is what this is really all about. Um,
Yeah. The
just
feeling
that,
that
like,
no matter what your achievements, you're not good enough, you're not worthy of them. No matter what you are. Like, we found a video that we're going to put in Discord, and apparently
yeah,
even like Einstein felt that no, that all that he had achieved, he still believed that he wasn't good enough and wasn't worthy of his achievements.
yeah, and that is Helen. That is what imposter syndrome is to the best description. Einstein himself still didn't feel like he was good enough. You know,
Hmm.
one of the greatest minds to ever live.
Hmm.
I'm gonna drop the Discord for the mental health hour in the chat again, and I would love to have everybody come on over, join us. Um, as Gemma
Okay.
just said, is there a plane taking off?
Come again?
Is there a plane taking off?
I can't hear anything.
No. As Gemma
My
just said,
phone kicked in. But
we have a video that we wanted to play that really breaks it down well. It's only a 5 minute video, um, but people such as Albert Einstein, Maya Angelou, uh, they're all in this um, explanation, and how these great minds can feel so down on themselves and just not worthy. Like, it truly blows my mind. But then again,
Mhm.
you can sit back and think to yourself, huh, I, I think I felt that myself. So I dropped over on Haps, I dropped the Discord link. Um, Come on over,
I'll do it
join
on
us.
Twitch.
That has just started up. And You really don't hear
No. I like my fan's going in my MacBook, but it's
that?
really
Okay,
quiet. So unless it's that you're hearing,
that's got to be it. That's all right. Um, I Ella thought it was my shaky leg.
a Hoover. Is
Um,
it really loud? Like, can
yeah,
people hear that? Like, is it seriously very loud? Because it's my fan in my MacBook. It's
sounds like a Hoover or a hair dryer.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's
Oh
not
my
just me.
God.
Ella always calls me crazy at nighttime because I hear things. These earphones must just be, or headphones must just be
I'm
really good.
deaf, though. I have hearing aids, so I'm deaf. So I can't like.
Interesting how imposter syndrome can intersect with domestic violence. That is true.
Mm.
Um, Michael, thank you for bringing that up. Actually, Tabaro's article on the Discord is going to be something similar to that. I don't want to give too much away, but stay tuned for that. Um, so there's five types we touched on a little bit here. Let's go back to
Mhm.
that. The five types of the imposter syndrome. The perfectionist, where you focus primarily on how you do the things um, in every aspect of your life. Um, might even try avoiding doing things for fear of failure. You
Mhm.
just can't deal with the thought of failure. There's the natural genius. Spent your life picking up new skills with very little effort. It just these things kind of come to you. You know, the savant. Uh, if something doesn't come easily to you, you fail to succeed on your first try, you might feel ashamed or embarrassed. Um, then you got the rugged individualist or the soloist. Um, this is the one I think that I fall into. Uh, I definitely felt unworthy. Um, actually, this is a good point. We can talk about, sharing our experience, strength, and hope. Here's a Tim story for you. Um, I guess I came to terms with my imposter syndrome at rehab when I was working through trauma therapy. Um, and I was working through my divorce. Uh, so I was married beforehand, before this marriage. I'm on my second marriage. And I got divorced, and I was absolutely crushed. It killed me inside. That I felt like I had failed. And it was mainly because of my drinking. Um, I felt like I had really let everybody down in this world. Uh, I had three sisters, and they have all had, or they're all married, children, first marriage, American families, all three of them. Uh, and then my mom and dad, they were the. I mean, every family is a little dysfunctional, but they always stuck by each other's side, loved each other till death do us part.
Mhm.
And here I am, divorced at 27 years old. Um, I really, at that point, didn't feel like I deserved happiness. Like I didn't, when I started to try and pick myself up and move forward and get back on the horse, as they say, I guess, try and get back into the dating world, find a wife. I was absolutely self sabotaging myself. I did not think I deserved to be happy.
Mm.
Every girl that I would come across, there was something wrong with. You know, I could
I
go
hear you.
through. I could go through a bunch of stuff that we don't need to get into, but you get the picture. Like there was a long period, probably I would say close to 4 or 5 years of
Mhm.
self sabotage. I'm sorry, it was probably more like 3 years of self sabotaging and just self
Yeah.
destruction, and all
Mhm.
because I didn't think I deserved happiness.
Yeah. I'm there too.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm through that yet. Certainly. That's why I'm actively like making sure that nobody's like I will purposely put barriers in the way so that I don't go there because I'm not I know that I'm not in the right frame of mind for that right now because of that. So yeah, I hear you there.
yeah. I mean, it was just an eye-opening experience. That was.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I can't explain it. It is exactly like we were talking about earlier, a phenomenon. It's an unexplainable thing that I did not think that I deserved happiness.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that was something I really had to work through by reframing. Reframe that thought. Okay, I think I deserve happiness. How do I get to that? How do I get to that point? How do we get to that point? For
Mhm.
me, it was a lot of group therapy. I love the group therapy. You know, I've said that on here before. Gabriella Oliver on YouTube. VOT FYI. Okay. Well, I love you both, and you both deserve to be happy. Thank you, Mom. Mom, we love you
Yeah.
too. You know that. And there's Eric. I knew I was missing somebody. I host the streams on my Twitch page. If you guys have any questions about imposter syndrome, please pop them in the chat. We'll be happy to take some questions. Um,
Mhm.
Gemma, is there a point in time like what I just realized? Like I just hit
Mhm.
hit that point where I was like, oh, imposter syndrome. Right there it was. Can you take us on a
Mhm.
walk?
For me, you mean?
Hmm.
Um, I didn't realize I was doing it so much till fairly recently, and it's not until like I really got into allowing myself to have friends again that I realized I was doing it because I cut myself off from everybody and everything for so long because of the abuse. Like with family and with my ex, or even many exes, but certainly the last one. And I figured it was easier to cut everybody off and not have any connection with anybody to avoid being hurt again because I didn't think that I'd be able to go through it anymore. So I figured it was better to cut myself off from having that hurt, to have to deal with it again, to have to go through it again. So I know a lot of the traits that the things that I've done and said are that. I don't think that anything that I have ever done is good enough. I would find fault with anything that I've ever done. And a lot of it comes down to being told that I'm not good enough by the people that are meant to push you and tell you that you are. And when you're told something so many times by the people that are supposed to be the people in the whole world that are there to encourage you, you start to believe it. I mean, anybody, if somebody tells you enough times that you're this or that, then it can kind of stick in your head and think, well, am I? But especially if it's somebody out of everybody that's supposed to help you and encourage you. So, like, for example, the job that I ended up doing wasn't initially the job I wanted to do. I went on to do teaching, and that was not my first choice, not at all. And I went on to do teaching because I thought that that's what I should do, because I thought I would make my family proud of me. And I changed my entire goals and careers and everything in life, I guess, to accommodate for what I thought my family wanted. I mean, teaching was something that I enjoyed the job. I loved the job even, but it wasn't my first choice initially. And I went on to do that, and I studied for a great number of years. I went and started from doing special needs, behavioral, child protection. I did it all and went on and on studying more and more to try and better myself, because no qualification was ever good enough. Because when I did get qualifications and I did get my certificates, nobody ever came to my awards or graduations, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, like, okay, it's not enough, it's not enough. And I kept doing it and kept doing it until eventually I finally graduated as a teacher and went on further to study to allow myself to do right up to adult education.
Mm-hmm.
And because such as family didn't even want to come to my graduation, I didn't even go to my own graduation. I didn't get the whole gown and everything. I don't have any photos of that. I just had my qualification
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't go. And it was like the feeling not good enough. But I think a lot of that was learned from, like, a learned behavior more.
Mm-hmm.
But it's certainly stuck with me. And now anything that I do, be it something that I've made, something I've created, anything at all, anything, I will actively find fault with it. And I'll look for faults in it. And when I'm trying to design something or draw something or, like, make something, the amount of piles of paper or stuff that I've got in the corner, because I'm like, nope, 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 which is why I, I had to stop for so long, because I thought I just can't. I'm just literally on self destruction with that and with everything with me. Everything was just not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And TJ just accidentally resent something in the chat on Twitch. I'm glad I popped back over because I can relate to that as well. Hearing "thank you for your service," I feel a little embarrassed and wonder if I'd done enough. I totally get that, TJ.
Mm.
As a firefighter, we hear that all the time too. People walk by the station and they openly thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.
And and in the beginning of my career, I had to ask one of the guys. I was like, "What do I say to that? I don't know what to say. Like I lock up. It's
Mm-hmm.
weird." And they're like, "You just say you're welcome." I, it still doesn't feel right. So today, every time somebody says thank you for your service, I always thank them back. It's just my go-to. Um, thank you, thank you. You know. But I get that. Did we do enough? Um,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything else we could have done on an incident? Because we've had people come by the station after a call and talk to us and say, "Hey, you ran my house, and my dad was sick, or my house was on fire, or this, that, and the other, and
Mm-hmm.
you guys did an amazing job." And it's everybody's first instinct, right, to Monday morning quarterback. Have you heard that term before, Gemma?
No.
Monday morning quarterback. It's so in American football, you have the quarterback.
Mhm.
Um, so we always play American football on Sunday. So Monday morning, the quarterback's thinking, what did I screw up in the game yesterday? So that's called Monday morning quarterback. Um, you know, it's when you can sit and reflect on what you did and what you accomplished and what did we lose? Replay?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's because it's hard to tell if it's live or not, I think.
yeah, yeah. We're still alive as can be. Um, yeah, for another 8 minutes or so. But this has been a great topic. I kind of want to cover more of this. There's so much
Mhm.
to talk about with imposter syndrome. I weeded out the negative people in my life at 35. Same time I was in therapy and realized I'd be happier without the negativity. Exactly.
Mhm.
Gotta get rid of that negativity. If you're feeling like a fraud, you're not alone. Many graduate students question whether they are prepared to do the work they do. I mean, there's so many articles that I want to post on our Discord.
Mhm.
Um, and I guess we should do some promotional stuff.
Yeah, we have something new, don't we?
We
That you need
do.
to say. Yeah.
So,
I
let me.
typed it out ready to hit, but I wanted you to say it first.
Oh, okay. You already have it typed out.
Yeah.
So, we have launched a new website, guys. It is now official. The Mental Health Hour has a website through WordPress. It's tmhhonline.com. Very excited. Uh, it is just now. It was launched 2 days ago. Yeah. Anywho,
Mhm.
um, so when Gemma and I sat down, what? This is episode 28. So you came
Yeah.
on episode 5, and
Funny.
by episode 7, we had about 1,000 things going. The minds were cooking, and the gears
Mhm.
were turning, and we had these
Yeah.
great ideas, and we started uh, probably 50 of them, and then got about 30% done, and started on something else, and got that about 30% done, and started on something else. Maybe we were self sabotaging, but anyway, so we're Gemma and I are diligently going back now, and we are trying to catch up with some of the stuff that we started. The
Yeah.
website is now live. If anybody would like to promote themselves, their business, their art, their music, anything at all, please
Mhm.
drop Gemma or myself a line. We'd be happy to put you on the promotional page. Um, Once we get that up and running a little bit more, I want to get it pushed out a little um, and promoted in its own way.
Mhm.
Um, and we got the Discord. We got that. Oh, I know another thing we could talk about real quick. We barely ever get to, or we rarely get to talk about Pop X Cast on here. That is tonight. Is Lindsay still in the chat? Somewhere about? Uh, they've got Pop X, Joseph Burke, who you remember from episode 25, and Lindsay Badger will be doing episode 135 Pop X Cast tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Um, they'll be discussing Hawkeye and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Gemma, have you seen Christmas Vacation?
I have, yes.
Is that not one of the best movies you've ever seen in your
I've
life?
got it. Yeah, I've got it on DVD.
I don't know. Is that the ultimate Christmas movie? Is that just
Oh
the?
yeah, what? Definitely one of my go-tos. Definitely one of.
It's either that or Bad Santa.
Yeah, I've got two or three that I like to go to.
Um, and then
Just pull them all out again.
of course, we also have Catalyst tonight. Catalyst Wednesday with Jim in Chicagoland.
Mhm.
Uh, a warm candle. Where is Jim tonight? Have I missed him somewhere
I
in the
don't think
chat?
we've seen him.
All right.
Oh, yeah, he always loves.
And don't forget about our favorite bunnies
Mhm.
and unicorns. We got My Bunny Valentine. All Go to tmhhonline.com and you can find her link there now too. Or you could just go to www.mybunnyvalentine.com and use the promo code FireDude15. Christmas is upon us. Christmas is coming.
Oh, you have some more subs. Dimmy has just subbed, and they've gifted two more. I think they've
Oh,
gifted one to Lindsay Badger.
oh,
So
Dimmy.
you have loads of subs.
Dimmy
I
Dimmy.
need to get me an affiliate now.
Dimmy Dimmy coming through. And Badger makes. Yes, don't forget to catch Joseph Burke and Lindsay Badger on Pop X Cast tonight. And let's do a quick recap, Gemma. So, what did we learn
Mhm.
tonight? Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
very, it's a very
it's
common,
very common. Mm.
yeah, very common thing that
Mhm.
affects everybody. Uh,
Yeah, in some way, I think it will affect pretty much everybody. Maybe not as much in some as others, but certainly everybody will have had these sort of feelings before. Now, when you said about imposter syndrome, it certainly wasn't like when you say it, I think a lot of people will think it's something else. The name is very misleading, that's for sure. Because
yes,
when you think of an imposter, you think of it being like fake, fraud, that sort of thing.
100%, yes, and that's not the case.
No. I think
It is
it's
the fear of being figured out
yeah,
when
like
when in
figured out
all
in the way of like because you think you're not good enough. Some like a
there's
lot
no
of times
reason
it's not
to,
to figure out.
yeah, there's no reason to be afraid
Mhm.
because you're doing it.
Mhm.
Let me put those. Oh, thank you, Shirley. Shirley put mybunnyvalentine.com in there. Um, the promo code is FireDude15. And let's remember the quote of the episode. The question isn't why do I deserve this? Why don't I deserve this? So, Gemma, anything to add before we close up shop for the night?
Um just like thank you, I guess, to everybody for all the support throughout this. We've done loads of episodes together now,
Yeah,
and I'm glad to be back at it. Like the week, I kind of felt lost without doing it last week. It was
yeah.
like on Wednesday, I was looking at the time and thinking, I'm normally doing something at this time. But no matter what happens with HAPS or any otherwise, we will continue doing this.
Uh, yeah,
Um,
and please stay tuned. Since I have made affiliate on Twitch and
I haven't.
Gemma is right around the corner from it, there's certain Twitch rules of Twitchness. So we might be having to stream this on Twitch. Um,
Yeah.
if that's the
I'm going
case, we
live
will
on
let you all
Twitch.
know. We will let you all know. Um,
Hmm.
Lenny affiliate just means that you can monetize. So basically, when you start streaming on Twitch, you can't get awards like on Haps until
Yeah.
well now Haps has their rule like you can't stream until you get 1,000 followers. So same
Hmm.
thing, you just it's basically making that step
Hmm.
into the realm of streaming.
Yeah, yeah.
People can
I'm not
subscribe,
there yet, but
but it's an algorithm. You know, you got to have a certain amount of days streamed. You got to have.
I knew you'd
cer-
become an affiliate because when I opened it to start typing on the comments, I got an advert and I'm like, damn it! Not another advert.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah. So
dear.
they start
I'm
running
not
ads
far
on
off,
you,
I don't think. I'm going live tomorrow on Twitch, solely on Twitch, just
and
to try and get
I
what I
may be
need.
there. I
I
may
I,
be
I
there.
hope so. I don't know what I'm doing, so I hope so.
I'll teach you. All right,
Oh dear.
guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for all the bits. Thank you for the subs on Twitch. Thank you for the hearts on Haps. Thank you for the active sponsors on Haps. Um, please visit the bio link. Please, please, please. And go to our Discord. I just want to drop the Discord. The hell with the bio link. Drop the Discord. Go to our Discord. And if you are a fan of the show, join the Discord because things are going to be changing here soon. With both of us being Twitch affiliates, uh, there's
Mm.
a there's a clause that we have to follow, and um, there's just going to be some changes coming. Um, Also, we're gonna start making some announcements for some new YouTube videos coming out, and
Hmm.
there's just a lot going on in the mental health hour world. So please, if you're not already on the Discord, Lenny, get on there. It's a lot of fun. Come on in. Uh,
Hmm.
I've seen you say you don't know what Discord is. We could teach you. It's easy. Um,
Hmm.
it's in the chat. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for coming by, and thanks for spending the night with
Oh,
us.
one
We
thing I
might
do want to
we
share.
might do a
Wait,
second episode on imposter syndrome because there's a lot to cover here. But what do you got, Gemma?
I just wanted to show some of the Discord if that's all right. Like I've just made another channel, Daily Inspiration. So like with those, but
Yeah.
then don't forget we have a self check-in to ask how you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a little emoji that matches. It shows you at the top. Um, Stuff like that, just so that we can help each other. But there's lots of things on there which will show you um, all the articles and everything that we have got going on, everything that we use from the show we put on here, and just lots of different help and resources and things. And it's just going to be a friendly place to be.
Jim in
And
Chicagoland.
his ears must have been burning. There we go.
We plugged Catalyst tonight. We're getting on out of here, Jim. You're just missing us, but catch the replay. It's a little sporadic tonight. We got 5 different chats going. We've got affiliates happening. We've got bits flying. We've got
You have.
hearts going everywhere. There's all kinds of stuff happening tonight. My brain was everywhere. But I think it was a decent show. I do want to do another one on this because this is a fun
Hmm.
topic and it's very relatable. But
Hmm.
yeah, we will definitely revisit this. So all right, guys, on behalf of Gemma and I, thanks for
Yeah.
stopping by. Thanks for everything, and we will see you again next week, same time, same place. And go
Hmm.
check out the Discord now.
Yes. Go.